Hello and welcome to Knit All the Yarn podcast. My name is Lisa and I live in Michigan with my husband and my kiddos. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as 72 Stitches. And this is episode 245. I got my coffee in my knitting Jedi mug with pumpkin spice creamer. I still have some. I think I have 2 bottles left. This is my YouTube channel where I share my knitting, crocheting, cross stitch, whatever crafty thing I'm up to. Today I have knitting and crochet. And I have stash stats today for February. Wow, I don't know what happened. I know February was kind of a stressful month and it shows, I guess. Today is March 1st, 2024, Friday, and it is 9 o'clock a.m. I am wearing my Bubbles and Brioche shawl by Stephen West. It's kind of wrinkly because it's been in the bin. Oh, it's beautiful. I love it. This is all Knit Pick Stroll. That's what I'm wearing today. What else? I will have all of the show notes down below. I'll have where you can find me. I'm most active on Instagram. I will have my email down there. My Ko-Fi if you would like to donate to my little podcast. What else? I'll have all my projects down there. Whips, FOs, project pages if I have any. Reading and watching. All of it will be down there. I have 2 finished objects and 3 whips. I have 1 new cast on and an FO that you didn't even see as a whip. I thought I wasn't going to finish it, and then yesterday I did, so bonus FO today. Alright, I think that's my spiel. I also have, over in my Ravelry group, I have my 2 year-long knit-alongs, Knit All the Scraps, and Knit All the MKALs, and those are Stephen West MKALs. I still have not gotten on the threads. It's been a while. I think I said this last week and I forgot to get on them. I'm a bad podcaster. All right. How about we do my stash stats first because I'm excited. I can't believe this. This happened again. Wowza. All right. So if you're new here, I am keeping track of how much grams come into my stash and how much grams come out of my stash. I did this last year. I did some tweaks this year when the year started, and then I did some tweaks again. So this is a work in progress. But I think what I have set now is what I'm going to stick with for a while. Yes. So I guess I'll just show you here. And I keep track of them in this little book. I added 340 grams into my stash. My Yarnable and my Freckled Whimsy Clubs. Look at that. Look, you see that? 1,776. I'm like, is that even possible? I made a chicken for my daughter in February. Henrietta. Not that one, but I made a chicken for my daughter. I forgot to mention the chicken, my daughter, she finally named it. It's Nugget. I love it. It's in her room now and it sits in her room, so. Nugget is doing well. So I made a chicken and let's see, how many socks did I make? I know like, all right, 3 of them, wait, no, 4. I made 4 DK socks, 4 pairs. According to my notes, I can only think of, I know I did the 2 Christmas ones. I did a Scrappy pair. Oh, and I did the Harry Potter ones. Okay, that makes sense now. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 pairs of socks in February. 4 of them were DK. I guess that means I need to knit more DK socks, right? I mean, my DK stash is kind of on the low side. I think I have 6. 6 skeins. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. I have 8 skeins of DK in my stash right now. I'd like to keep like to have 2 sock whips going, like 1 fingering weight and 1 DK, but it doesn't work. It doesn't happen. Because as soon as I start those DK socks, they're done. So it's not working. So 9 pairs of socks, 4 DK, 1 chicken, and what else? So something new that I'm doing starting this month, and I went back and changed last month too. For my DK weight Cozy Memories blanket, I decided that I'm going to add the grams for the squares that I make during the month. So I put a stitch marker when I do the first one for March. Put a stitch marker in there, and then I'll count, see how many I do at the end of the month, and then add the grams. Each square is about 8 grams. I think it's like 7.8. So I'm rounding to 8 grams. And so yes, I added 25 squares to my blanket in February, which is 200 grams. Yes. And then I started my granny stripe blanket, and I also decided that once I finish a magic knot ball, I'll weigh it before I start. Once I finish it, I'm going to add it to my grams out. So I think that is why my grams are so high. Well, and the chicken. But for the blankets alone, it was 444 grams. The 2 magic knot balls I finished and the 25 squares. So that helped. And the chicken. The chicken was 642. So we will see what March brings. I don't plan on making a chicken, but I don't know. I don't know. There is a crochet version that just came out this week. I'm tempted. But I think I'm going to first finish my dad's crocheted slippers. I'm doing that first. That will probably be a lot of grams out. I'm making like 6 pairs for him, and it's worsted weight yarn, so it's a little bit heavier. And I think I remember each pair being around 100 grams. So if I finish 6 pairs, there's another 600 grams out of my stash. So I think that'll be my big project for March. It's not really a big project because they're very fast, but grams wise, I guess. So that is my stash stats. Oh, I'm so excited. I don't know, something about just keeping track of everything I make and adding it to my spreadsheet and seeing all the numbers, seeing all the data, it makes my heart sing, and it keeps me motivated to just keep going, I forgot to put like what my net, I am in the negative. I think I'm negative 3,000 and some grams for the year so far, and it's only February. Also, and I added up how many grams I used for this month and last month. And it's approximately 37 skeins of yarn. 37. I think it's like 37 something, 3,700 something grams out of my stash. I better slow down because I'm not gonna have enough yarn to knit. Since I'm only buying like 3 skeins a month, I'm gonna run out of yarn. I think so. Who knows what's gonna happen throughout the year. I might get crazy and buy a bunch of stuff. It always seems to be the case when January rolls around. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna focus. I'm not gonna buy stuff. And that lasts like maybe 3 to 4 months, and then poof, out the window. So we'll see. I'm gonna try though, I'm gonna try. All right, that is my stash stats. Now let's get on with the knitting, the FOs. Are you ready? Both of these are, you've seen one of these socks. I had one done last week. Oh my word, I love them. Look at these. Match perfectly. I mean, So this is Kirby Wirby. Hells to the yes. And that's a perfect name for it. Love it. The toes and heels, I did a Hue Loco scrap from the glow stick collection. That was in my stash. I think it's perfect. I mean, if you could see these in person, I mean, they're kind of blowing out a little bit because they're kind of bright, but oh my, you get the gist. Love it. So all of my socks that I'm going to show you today are 64 stitches. They're all using the Vanilla Sock on Magic Loop by Kay the Crazy Sock Lady. US 1.5, which is a 2.5 millimeter. I do 12 rows for my cuff. There is a pair that I did 15, but I usually do 12 to 15 rows. I think that's it. Yeah, Magic Loop. 32-inch cord. Chiaogoo is what I'm like. What needle do I use? I love the Chiaogoos. I have fixed and I also have interchangeable sets. I love them. They are the best. Oh, look at this. Sorry, Henrietta. I'm gonna cover you up, but oh my goodness. So these are for me. This was a mystery skein that I picked out over here. I was thinking about doing another one, but then I changed my mind because I just finished this one. And I have Yarnable coming and Freckled Whimsy coming. I both got the shipping and notifications this week, so I think I might hold off. I might knit a Scrappy pair of socks next after my next whip, if I have time. We'll see. Maybe I will, because I know I don't like spoiling the yarn. I know when I first get it, I'm so excited I want to cast on, and then it's like, wait, I can't share this because I don't know if anybody's got it yet. So we'll see. All right, this is the pair that you have not seen. I don't even remember when I cast these on. Saturday? Friday? Maybe it was right after the podcast. Because I remember working on them on Saturday. So Friday or Saturday I cast these on. I finished them Thursday. Oh my word. They're more neon and real life. Oh, I love it. So these ones are from my friend Amy from Happy Little Yarn. She sent me some yarn and I'm knitting her socks throughout the year for her birthday and Christmas. I think this is pair number 4. December, January, February, March. This might be 4. I don't know. I have to look in my pile. So the main color is Super Glow yarn. No, Super Glow fibers. This was, she got the Advent for 2023, and this was the full skein. I don't know if it had a name. I think it was Groovy Glow, but I could be wrong. That could have been the base name. So it's not something you can purchase because it was in the Advent, but oh, look at that. And I paired it with Knit Picks Stroll Pucker because, yes, I was concerned. I'm like, I don't know if that's going to work. It might be too bright, but no, it works. Just got to trust my gut when it comes to colors. I did 15 rows of rib on these, and I did 50 rows of leg. 2.5 needles, millimeters. These ones, I think I did 70 rows of leg. I don't remember. I usually like to do 70, around 70. And the scraps, she's going to let me keep the scraps, so I will be using that for heels, toes, for other socks that I do. I didn't weigh it to see how much I had left. I'm going to guess probably 40 grams I had left. So those are for her. These were going to be her March socks for March, but it is March 1st and I finished them before March. So I might cast on another pair like later in the month for her. We will see. I like to do 1 pair a month, so I'll have to count and see how much I got. But I would like to get ahead if I possibly, if possible, because, you know, stuff comes up. All right, that's all of my finished objects. Now we're ready for my sock whip. It's kind of overflowing. I don't know. My needle's sticking out here. The Mountain State Stitches bag. Wow. Oh, my favorite bag ever. I use it all the time. I usually don't have a lot of sock whips going at once. And this is always has a sock in it. All right, this is a new cast on mustache yarn. This was a gift. Pretty sure Amy from Happy Little Yarn got this for me. Eras. Taylor Swift yarn. I remember this came out and I was like, I really want it, but I can't buy it because, you know, yarn budget, blah, blah, blah. And I was so sad. And then Amy surprised me with it. So I am knitting it now. Oh, I'm so excited. All right, I'll just get one cake out. So Taylor Swift got me this, or last year. Was it last year? Her Midnight's album came out, and it took me a while to listen to it. And then I finally listened to it, and I got sucked in, and I can't stop. And every time I get on my Spotify, I try to listen to something other than Taylor Swift, and I can't. So it's all right. I'm 40. I can be a Swiftie, right? So here's the cake. Mustache Yarn is brilliant that they have 2 50-gram skeins that perfectly match. So it is so easy to get your socks to match. Just start at the same color. I like to start in the middle of a color change. So you see a pop of red at the top. So I started in between the red and the white. And when I did that, that's what happens. That doesn't bother me. It might bother some people, but that's how I get my socks to match. Self-striping socks. So I decided to just cast on both socks. So I did. 12 rows of rib, 2x2 rib, knit 2, purl 2. I think I did one row of knit. Gonna do them tandem, or I might just do one, finish it, and then just pick this back up. I haven't decided. We won't be home tomorrow, so that's why another reason why I just did 2. So if I get to the heel and I can't do it because people and talking and all that stuff, then I can just pick up this other one and start the leg. So that is the plan. I'm going to do this for the heels. This is a Lolo Did It. I think this is Angry Rhino. It's one of her grays. So I think I'm just going to do the heels in that. And I should, you know, go crazy and do but I don't know. I'm just not feeling it. I think it would look weird. This is the heels and toes. I'm not feeling it, so I'm not going to do it. These aren't as crazy. I know, you know, Taylor Swift's all glittery and shiny. I'm just not feeling it, so we're just going to do gray. Oof. Hit my glasses. So that is my sock whip. 64 stitches for those. Chiaogoo red lace. Those are my fixed ones. I like doing the socks with fixed needles. That's my preferred method. All right, now we're going to talk about Scrappy blankets. I am on the socks and Scrappy blankets train, and I'm probably going to stay here for a while. I have not gotten the urge to cast on another Stephen West MKAL shawl. I'm just not feeling it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I am not going to pressure myself. I said I wanted to knit all of them, but I'm not going to pressure myself. If I don't feel like it, I'm not going to do it. But I think I can knit at least one more before the MKAL starts this year in October. So I don't know, but I'd also like to finish it before summer. So I don't know, I haven't decided yet. We'll see. If I have the inspiration to do it, I will, but I'm not feeling it right now, so that's where I'm at with that. All right, this is my DK Weight Cozy Memories blanket by Ray. This is not, the original pattern is for fingering weight. I decided to do DK, so I held 2 strands of fingering weight together, the same color. And my light's flashing. It's kind of sunny. I didn't know, I probably didn't need my light today, but I am using a US, looking at my notes, US 4 3.5 millimeter, and it's 20 stitches by 20 stitches. And I did 6 squares this week. Yep, I did 6. Oh, look at it. So I'm on row 4. I have 12 squares across. I'm hoping it's big enough. I'm still like debating on whether to add 2 more squares. Hopefully I won't like get towards the end and go, oh, I want to add some more squares, and then I think it'll be okay. That's not very even, but that's okay. I'm gonna put a border on it. We got different bases of yarn, so it's going to do. I will be putting an I-cord border around it. So I think it's big enough. I keep doing this to myself. I mean, this is pretty much my wingspan. And then in my hands. I think it's big enough. So here's my marker, my Twin Mountain Handcrafts. Love them. So this was my guess for where I started in February. So when I do my next square, I will put it on there and it'll be more accurate. I might have done more in January, but I don't think I did, because I think I just worked on it like on Sundays and did like 3 squares. So I went back in my stats and added the squares for January. So now I'm all up to date. So when I do this square, I will move this marker over and we will see. I would like to finish this row this week. Maybe if I do 2 squares today and 4 on Sunday, maybe I'll do that. I am planning on starting my dad's crochet slippers today, and I can't crochet all day. I mean, I can crochet all day, but my hands don't like it, so maybe I'll work on those for a little bit and then take a break and put some squares in and then go back to the crocheting. Oh, I love this. I have been weaving in my ends, I think. This is always the test to see if I'm a liar. Nope, I did. I like to weave in my ends when I have 4. When I have 4 squares. So that's why the top row still has its ends. If I do like 2 squares after I'm finished, I weave in my ends. That's how I keep up with it. If I do 4 squares, I make sure I weave in all my ends before I put it away. Because that would be so many ends if you wait. Don't do it. If you're going to do this blanket, don't do that. If you are already behind, I suggest like going back and after you do some squares, weave in like 4 ends or something, or weave in 6 ends just to catch up, because no. Or if you don't care and you like fringe, just don't weave them in at all. Have some fringe to your blanket. My shawl doesn't want to stay on today. So I think that's it. I have no idea what these yarns are. These are all stash, and I'm also keeping this blanket to speckles and tonal yarns. I'm not doing any self-striping in this because I'm holding it double. So I will have to divide the whatever self-striping scrap I have and then try to match up the stripes, and that seems like a nightmare. Like with most of these, I have a cake. I'm pulling from the inside and the outside. When you do that with self-striping, it's going to go in opposite directions and it's not going to match. So we are sticking with just tonals and speckles and solids, I guess. I mean, some of these look solid. Yeah, that's solid. Maybe tonal, I guess. And then this one. No, that one's got blues and purples. So that's my blanket. I love it, and I'm going to continue working on it. And I gotta say, since I changed my grams in and out, this is more motivating to work on because it actually counts. Usually I like to, once I finish the object, I put it in my grams out, but I have no idea how long this is going to take me. It might take me 2 years. It might take me 1. It might take me 5. Don't know. So it seems silly to work on it and not count it as grams out. So, and hopefully I will remember that when I finish the blanket and not add it in twice. I'm pretty sure I will because I have notes throughout the month that I did that. All right, that is blanket number 1. I got 1 more whip left. My crochet granny stripe. I finished 1 ball and then I'm like, okay, I'll start another one. Another magic knot ball, and I'm working away. I do like maybe an hour, half hour to an hour to maybe hour and a half. Sometimes I push myself. It's okay. I haven't had any pain yet. And as I was getting closer, you know, Anna was like, oh, I wonder if I could finish this ball before March. So then I was on a mission. And I did. So I finished 2 magic knot balls in February. I think I said this. This thing is it eats yarn so much. Oh my goodness. I'll show you my, oh, we got a mess. Just a second. My magic knot ball is coming undone here. Bam. I think okay, so I have not worked on this. I just added the knot. So I think this was 124. I wrote it down on my tablet here that I am recording on, so I can't check it, but I'm pretty sure it's 124 grams. So yeah, I gotta get started on another magic knot ball. I know Kay of the Crazy Sock Lady, she finished all of the magic knot balls that she's been stashing away. I'm kind of jealous because I have to keep making them. I don't have a stash. I have a bunch of scraps, but I gotta take the time to make them in magic knot balls. Also, my project page down below will have a video on how to make these and the video for the pattern. It's not a Ravelry pattern, it's just a video, so it will be linked down below. I did so much on this. I can't believe this is like one, like actually, when was it, like 2 or, when did I start this? February 17th? Yeah, this is like 2 weeks worth of crochet. Look at that. So I was right there last week, and look at that. Oh my word. That's also Twin Mountain Handcrafts. It's a little French press, I guess. Oh my goodness, I love this thing so much. I chained 302 stitches to start with. It's kind of wavy on the bottom. I'm not gonna worry about it too much. I could block it. I know my first one I did it way too tight. So this time I was like, gotta be really, really loose, and now it's like, it's like rippling. I don't know, it'll be fine. It's a blanket. It's gonna be wadded up on the couch. Oh my goodness, I love this. So that's my granny stripe. Since I'm doing the magic knot ball, there's no ends to weave in, which is plus. I had 1 magic knot come out, but it was like the weirdest thing. I just pulled, I mean, my ball wasn't stuck or anything. I just, you know, I just went like this and it went boop. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of concerning. But when I make these, I pull really tight. So I don't know. Am I concerned? A tad. Do I care? Not really. I'll fudge it or something. I don't know how to fix it if I get a hole in it. But it's a scrappy blanket. I'm pulling out stitches. So there we are. And this is so like meditative. This is like so zen. Once you cast on, the cast on is a pain. That first row is a pain. The second row is a pain. But after that, it's smooth sailing. Just because you have to chain and then you have to single crochet, I believe, all the way across. And then your next one, you have to do 3 doubles, skip 2, 3 doubles, skip 2. So you got to really pay attention and really count. And then when you get to the end and everything is, you know, you end with what you're supposed to end with, you're good. And you kind of got to pay attention at the end of the rows, but it's not difficult. Let's see if I can show this. So you have 1 and then 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So you have your chain and then you have a chain and a double crochet. So that's how I make sure that it is straight. So you just look at the previous row and you're like, oh, I only got 1. So that means this row you have to do 1 double before you start your 3 doubles in 1 stitch or in 1 space. All right, we gotta move that marker. So I have no plans like how many magic knot balls to finish in March. I'm just gonna keep on going as long as I have enough scraps, which I'm starting. Come on, marker. I'm not starting to be concerned, but I've been really focusing on like scraps. I mean, I stuffed both of my chickens with yarn scraps, and then I started this. My bins are getting empty, which is good. But since I'm not buying like row 1 minis or minis at all, I'm getting kind of concerned. But I still think I have like three of these cubes left with like little small bits. So I feel like that's probably enough. And I'll just go until I think this is big enough. I have no measurements. I've never laid it out to see how big it is. I more just put it on my lap and I say, yep, that's good. All right. That is all of my whips. This might be a shorter episode today. I do not have any stash. No stash. If I get my Yarnable and Freckled Whimsy this week or next week, for you it'd be this week, then I don't know if I'll show those or if I'll wait another week. We'll see. So my plans are to finish the mustache yarn socks, and we'll see what day it is. Then I might cast on some Scrappy socks with my opal advents. I put a poll on Instagram about which I should cast on next. I said Scrappy socks, Scrappy opal socks, mustache yarn, and then I said both, and so many of you voted. I think the winner was both, and I thought that was hilarious. So I don't know, maybe Sunday I'll cast them on. I don't know yet, we'll see. I don't like to get too ahead of myself with my sock whips. I don't want to get overwhelmed. But I feel like I can finish those two before I start my my Yarnable and my Freckled Whimsy. I have the Christmassy Club and the Harry Potter one. I am definitely going to be knitting the Christmassy one. I think I've talked about that before. She has, the past 3 colorways have been beautiful. So I don't think I'm going to be able to just put it in my stash and save it for later. I don't think I'm going to be able to. I'm like, I got to knit it. So I plan to do some DK weight socks this month because they're fast and the grams out. Wow. I think they're about 80 to 90 grams. Let me look at my stash notes. I know my Scrappy ones were more because since they're scraps, I made the legs longer because I had the yarn. Let's see. Yeah, there's one that was 82. The Scrappy ones were 92, and then the Crispissy ones were 90. So somewhere around 80 to 90 grams. I don't know. I'm just gonna keep on going with socks and blankets for right now. Yeah, that's the plans. All right, I gotta do reading and washing. Then we can do life stuff. Okay. Reading. I finished A Court of Silver Flames. Oh my word. I am so sad. That was the last book in the Court of Thorns and Roses series, and I am just like, I don't know what to do with myself. I really don't. I hope that she writes more. I don't want to give any spoilers, but it was awesome. I loved it. I loved every minute of it. I listened to that on audiobook. My library has a app called Hoopla, H-O-O-P-L-A. I can spell. And that one you only get like 6 credits every month. So you don't have to put, there's no holds on anything, which I love, but you only have 6 credits, so you gotta be wise about your what you're picking for each month. But they have movies and books and audiobooks. I usually just use it for audiobooks. Also, movies. Once in a while, my husband's like, "Can I use one of your credits? Get your own library card." I say yes. But they had all that series on there, so I didn't have to wait for the library. It was beautiful. Once I finished the book, I just started the next one. Loved it. So I finished that. I also started and finished Starter Villain. I will have the name down below because I cannot pronounce his name. It's John, we'll just say John S. S-C-A-L-Z-I. I'm going to say Scalzi. I don't know if that's right. This was like a one-off book. The cover is of a portrait of a cat, like a bust portrait of a cat with a tie, a suit and tie on. Or is it just a suit? I don't know. A suit and tie on. And I'm like, what? So just for that cover alone, I'm like, what is this? I need to listen to this. So I had an Audible credit. I think I got this last year because I had like 4 credits left at the end of the year. So I just like to use them up before they expire. And Will Wheaton, the Star Trek Crusher, he read it. So I'm like, what's that? He does a beautiful job. I need to look up more books that he reads because he does a good job. And it's like a sci-fi comedy. I don't want to give too much away. You want to read the synopsis, go for it, but I loved it. I gave it 4 stars. And then on my Kindle, I started reading Throne of Glass. I decided since I was done with A Court of Thorns and Roses that might as well just keep on going. In the universe, the Sarah J. Maas, is it Maas or Maas? I think it's Maas. M-A-A-S. Universe, and I'm just going to keep on going. There's 8 books in this series. I'm reading this on my Kindle, so it's going to take me a little time. I try to look at my library to see if they had it. They do, but there's a wait on it. So I put a hold on it. If it comes in before I finish the book, I will, see what chapter I'm on and just go on there. But yeah, I'm having a hard time. I can listen to books like 3 or 4 hours in a sitting. Reading on my Kindle, I can't do it for that long. So, and I don't want to use all of my credits because I only have 12 in this book. This is the 8 book series. So that would pretty much wipe out all of my credits. So we're just going to go with Kindle books and we'll see how it goes. So that's what I'm reading. I think I'm like 20% in. I'm trying to go to bed a little bit earlier so I can read like a couple chapters and not just one. I don't remember how big this book is, but I'm sure they get bigger. Knowing Sarah J. Maas, I bet they're 900, 800. All right, watching. I'm looking at my notes. Let's see. My husband and I finished Resident Alien Season 1. I loved it. I don't like that my husband's like, he finished the series and he's like, okay, let's go to something else. And I'm like, there's another season. I need to know what happens. So then we started 6 Feet Under. And I had the same problem with 6 Feet Under Season 4. I want to keep going. There's one more season. He's like, no, let's switch. I'm like, oh my God, I can't take this. I can't. So 6 Feet Under Season 5. This is the last season for that. Those are on Netflix. And on Tubi, I am still watching the Doctor Who. You guys are probably tired of me saying that, but I'm still watching it and I love it. I finished Season 14. I started Season 15. This is the 4th Doctor, Tom Baker. I'm watching the old ones, if you're new. Tubi, T-U-B-I, has Doctors 1 through 7, and they have all of the episodes. So it's my mission to finish them all. Hopefully before they go bye-bye, because that's a service. It's free. There's ads. Like with most streaming services, things get removed, new things get added, and it's always cycling through that. So I'm hoping that I will get through that before it goes bye-bye. And the movie we watched as a family movie, I don't know if it was appropriate. I think it was okay. It was Sphere, 1998. It was pretty good. We got Dustin Hoffman and Samuel L. Jackson. It was pretty good. I think I remember seeing parts of it, but not all of it all the way through. So I liked that movie. It was pretty good. Sci-fi. Science fiction. Aliens. Mind control, or not mind control, hallucinations. It's a 1998 movie. It was good. You can't beat those 90 movies. All right. That's it for reading and watching. Let's see, life stuff. I said Monday I was going to have a bad day, and it was a bad day, but I got through it, and I treated myself to a purchase, and it's not yarn, so it's okay. I bought some Taylor Swift CDs. That's right, I bought CDs. I thought it was kind of weird to buy CDs, but I'm like, do people even buy CDs anymore? I don't know. I got on the Amazon and they were there. So I bought some Taylor Swift CDs for my vehicle, because my vehicle is a 2007 Ford Focus. That's what I drive. I am a Ford girl. I love my Fords. I always had one. I think this is my second car. That's another fun fact about me. I am 40 and I'm still on car number 2. I like to drive my cars until they're dead. So yeah, my car does not have, there's no Bluetooth in it. That's what I'm trying to get. There's no Bluetooth in my car. I do not even have a camera for like the rear view mirror. I don't even have that in my car. That was before it was a law. I don't know if that's in Michigan or if that's everywhere. You know, the rear view mirror in by your license plate. It's when you back up, you don't run over anybody. Particularly children. But, yeah, I don't have that. So, yeah, my car's old. And I only have like 82,000 miles on it, and I've had it for this long. Yeah, that tells you that I don't drive very often. I think I drove a lot when my kids were little because I wanted to get them out of the house. And I had to, you know, like take them to school, and when they were really, really little, they needed to nap, and the only way to nap is to get them in the car. So there was a lot of, you know, just driving around, but not so much anymore. Now it's like doctor appointments, groceries, library. That's it. That's it. I don't go anywhere else. So there are some weeks, most weeks, where I just go out once a week to get groceries, and that's it. I love the hermit life. If I didn't have to get groceries, that would be even better. But I guess I got to get out of the house sometime. I don't know. I think this getting out of the house is overrated in my opinion, but you're all like, you're depressed. Aren't you bored and lonely and sad? I'm like, no, I'm peaceful and quiet and happy because I have, you know, I have internet so I can watch TV. I can watch my YouTube podcasts and I got all my yarn. I'm happy as a clam. So yeah, after that, let's talk about my car. Oh, I got some Taylor Swift CDs for my car. Yes, I'm so excited. I think they're coming tomorrow. I got the 1989 Taylor's version. I got Midnights and Lover. Those are the ones I got. Reputation, I am waiting for the Taylor version. Yeah, I'm such a nerd. So I'm waiting for the Taylor's version of the Reputation. That is also that's my favorite. I think those four. I feel like I'm missing one. 89, Midnights, Lover, Reputation. I think those are my four like top favorites. So yeah, I'm so excited. I bought the Hamilton file. It wasn't a CD. I think it was like an MP3. I bought it on iTunes like a long time ago. So my husband turned it into a CD for me and put it in my car, and it has been in my car ever since. My husband's like, it's probably been like 8 or 10 years. That's the only thing in my car will play is Hamilton. So I decided, I'm like, I think we need to switch it up. I'm not in my car very often, so that's why it doesn't bother me to listen to Hamilton, because I only listen to it like once a week. So now I get to annoy my children with Taylor Swift. I can't. So yeah, I will be listening to Taylor Swift in my car. I'll just like maybe switch it up every once in a while. Switch out the discs. But yeah, I was so surprised that you can still buy CDs. I mean, you can't buy them at Best Buy. I don't know if you can buy them at Walmart still or Target. I feel like the stores aren't selling them very often in person. So I was like so happy that I found them on Amazon, and they were not expensive. One of them was, but I think because I got the deluxe version. I don't know what that means, but it was only like $5 more, so why not? So that is my Taylor Swift obsession. I don't know what happened. I feel like I'm a little late to the party, but I understand now. I get it. I didn't get it before, but now I do. I totally get it. All right, I guess that's it. I rambled on enough. Oh yeah, look, I said this is going to be a short video, and this is what happens. I get rambly. I hope you got a lot done on your project, or finished all your chores, and then you can sit down and knit. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else. I don't have any questions really, or thoughts for you guys to tell me. I guess maybe tell me what you're working on. Oh, I didn't talk about the weather. The weather has been bananas. I told you last week where I was like, I'm not feeling so good because my youngest was sick. My husband got sick. So far I'm not sick, but I think it's the weather because now I'm feeling it. It goes, let's see, was it Tuesday it was nice out? I don't remember what days. I think it was Tuesday. It was like 70 degrees. This happened a lot everywhere, so I got a lot of like DMs saying, yep, same here. So it was 70 degrees. We'll say Tuesday. I don't know if that was the actual day, but the next day, the high was, I think 20, 21, somewhere in the 20s, the low 20s, and it felt like 7 in like one 24-hour period, and I'm like, oh my word. So yeah, the weather is like So we've had a few cold days, but now it's slowly getting warmer, like 10 degrees-ish each day, and then it's gonna go back down. Like, I can't take this. I don't like this weather. So the weather has been crazy. My watch just beeped at me. Yes, I know, I need to get up. I'm gonna get up, I'm almost done. My Fitbits, you need to get up and take your steps. I know. So goals this week, work on my blankets and my socks. That's it. I got laundry to fold. And then I'm going to start my dad's slippers. So I hope to have at least one pair done next week. Maybe two. I would like to get through this project as soon as possible so that I have another Christmas present off my list. And I think that would be, that's it besides socks for Amy. And I'm going to take it slow. I'm not going to do a whole bunch. I'm not going to work on all of them until they're done. I'm just going to do one a month. Yeah, so I think that's it. Like and subscribe. Tell me what you're working on, or tell me if you're doing grams in and out. Tell me how you're doing. Are you doing okay? If you're not, it's fine. You don't have to worry about it. It's okay. March is a new month. I gotta tell you, it's very, very hard not to buy yarn other than my clubs. There's so many pretty yarns out there. It's so hard. So I get it. If you bought yarn and you weren't planning on this month, I get it. It's okay. Like and subscribe, comment, ring the bell if you want to be notified when I post new videos. I'm usually upload on Mondays. Mondays is new episode day. As long as the technology cooperates with me. All right, we're gonna end this. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I will see you next week. Bye.